Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Chaffee. We are going to take a look at the new GFS and NAM model runs on this developing snow situation. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my YouTube channel, I hope you enjoy it. Subscribe to it, please. Hit the subscribe button, and you'll get free notification. You'll get notifications when new videos go up, and it's always free. I'm not charging for subscriptions, and I never will. And if you are returning and a regular, welcome back. Love the forecast challenge. I know my video last night that I did, I was very tired and subdued, but I really wanted to put one up because there was that sort of level of frustration in terms of how models were dealing with all this. And I just as I finished the video and posted it, I got enough of the European to see that maybe I should have waited a little while longer, but I wasn't going to wait till 1:30 in the morning to redo everything and then suddenly redo everything. But the European coming north and west was a key indicator that the NAM model may have once again trumped them all. And I just want to take an opportunity here because I see this on my Facebook page a lot, because apparently for being in the forecast business for 37 years apparently doesn't say anything about my experience, but I get a lot of people, particularly young people, who keep feeling the need to tell me that the NAM is not a good model and that I should know that. This is not about whether it's a good model or not a good model. It's about whether you're a good forecaster or not a good forecaster. And knowing when models work, you use them. And there are times when those same models don't work, and you figure that out. Okay, so this is not really, should not be about marrying yourself to a model. I use the NAM because I understand the NAM, so I know where its errors are. I don't understand the European and GFS as much. I know their biases, but you know what? Please don't tell me what models to use or don't use. At the end of the day, it's whatever the forecast is that's going to stand, regardless of the model. Okay, end of lecture. And now this is what I did. This is my updated snow forecast map. And what I did was I raised the potential and added the potential for 6 inches plus from northeastern New Jersey up into southeastern New York State, the Hudson, Connecticut, pretty much south of Route 84, and continuing east from there. Long Island is in the potential for 6 inches, and then extended a band of 4 to 6 back to the New Jersey border, on up in the Hudson Valley to the Putnam Dutchess border, and 2 to 4 inches north and west of there. Now, I'm going to tell you, based on what I see on the new model runs, that I may have to massage this some more, because the models are indicating that there could be heavier snow bands north and northwest of the coast, as well as on the coast. So it's going to be a tough sell here. Down through New Jersey right now, I'm thinking south of 195. You go south of Route 195, will be a border of about 4 to 6 inches. So that brings you into northern Ocean County and northern Burlington County, northwestern Burlington County, and then 2 to 4 inches south from there. Eastern Pennsylvania, at least every bit of 2 to 4. I may have to pull this back, this 4 to 6 inch line back further southwest, and maybe push it further northwest. So still kind of a fluid situation here. This is the new GFS, and it's amazing what the GFS, what it has done over the last couple of days. But now really coming into line with the NAM model. And you can see, the pinkish area is every bit of 6 inches. So we'll use that, the 6 inch line, and it's producing 1 foot plus snows for much of interior northern New Jersey, interior areas of the Hudson Valley. It's pinned a little bit further to the north, and we'll show you on the surface what it did today, and then I'll explain what's going on with regards to why it's doing what it's doing. But we have a low that by Thursday 1 a.m. is sitting in central Virginia. The model is deeper and a little further northwest, and the low has a much less flat look to it. That's important. It's not getting suppressed by anything going on to the north and east. It's kind of now in its own independent zone. It's got room, and it's got a much less flat look to it. And that low moves east of the Delaware coast, or basically east-southeast of Atlantic City by 100 or so miles, And you can see this is by Thursday morning, this band of heavy snow that develops from Long Island, from western central Long Island, southwestward through much of the New Jersey, except for the southeastern part, at least initially. And then you've got this moderate to heavy snow in southeastern Pennsylvania, which then changes over to snow also for coastal areas as it moves to the northeast. And then by 1 o'clock, the low is southeast of Nantucket, but you're still dealing with some snows back into western New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. When I look at the atmospheric profiles, there's still a lot of vertical motion in the atmosphere, a lot of lift going on the backside right into the evening. So I think that justifies the fact that it may still be snowing, especially in coastal areas, until mid or late afternoon. So that kind of makes sense to me. And then the low moves out, and by Friday morning, I think temperatures are going to be every bit be somewhere between 5 and 15, especially if there is a nice, a substantial snow cover on the ground. So that's the GFS. Now I'll show you the NAM. I'm sorry. I grilled pork chops and the house got smoky and it's really bothering me. So I apologize for that. So here's the NAM, which has been, kind of rock solid, determined to do what it's been doing. And there's your coastal low just east of the Delaware coast, passes east of New Jersey, south of Long Island, continues northeast. This is during the day on Thursday, and then out by Thursday evening, the last of the snows are pulling away. But even here, the NAM is certainly cold enough that it starts as all snow just about everywhere, except for perhaps coastal New Jersey. The NAM actually has a fairly cold atmospheric profile, so to me, it really is the driver here in terms of what leading the models along. The European last night pulled north and west 2 and generated every bit of 3 to 6 for all of New Jersey, southeastern New York, and southern New England, and 6 to 9 for Long Island. So why is this all happening? Well, now we're going to go to the upper air. And if you remember, if you saw last night's video, I discussed the fact that the the NAM model was showing a very distinct trough and shortwave in the southern branch here. And in fact, on this run, it basically phases the two. So you've got a very, very strong trough here on the NAM, and that lifts up. It doesn't really lift up so much as it just sort of progresses eastward, but it does continue to intensify as it gets closer to the coast. So that's a pretty good shortwave trough that's moving through here. And the NAM has been leading the way. The GFS, which had a much flatter look for a while, has now suddenly come to the party, and it has the same idea. This sharp, negatively tilted trough that is just going to kind of progress along as it moves to the east, and that means low pressure develops closer to the coast and then moves out just underneath southern New England. So that this area here winds up getting into some heavy snows. And the models are all pretty much lining up with that. And the system intensifies even further aloft as it moves offshore. So you're probably going to wind up with some kind of deep low somewhere southeast of Nova Scotia, south of Nova Scotia, before this is all said and done. And let's just look longer range since we have it here at this point. And then I'm going to leave it at, we're going to leave it a little short today. So let's see how far we have. We've got 84 hours on the GFS. So this takes us to Friday night, because there is going to be a warm front that's going to approach here for Friday night and for Saturday. And you can see it here on the model. It's beginning to set up for Friday night. So there's going to probably be an area of snow that develops Friday night into Saturday morning. I don't think it's going to be anything problematic. It might be something on the order of a coating to an inch or so in some places. But this is in response to the cold air pulling out and low pressure that's moving into the western Great Lakes and gradually weakening as it moves to the east. But we're going to cover that in the long range, which looks very blocky in the long term. Let me leave you one last look at my snowfall forecast map for the area. Again, I think I'm going to have to probably do a little bit more adjusting and raise amounts in some places, move some border lines with the potential for 6 inches. but we'll deal with that a little bit later. You can catch those latest posts on my website, meteorologistjoechaffee.com. Download my app and subscribe to my forecasts if you would. The app is free, 99 cents for New York, New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Hudson Valley, and Eastern Pennsylvania. Angry Ben is on his own website, nycweathernow.com, and you can check out the latest forecast for New York City on that page. So everybody have a great day. I'm sorry to keep it short, but it gets a little hectic when it starts to get this way. So I'll try to address the long range and weather elsewhere a bit later on, or maybe when I get home tonight. All right. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.